Alright, here we have Solus Prime. And her alt mode is just it feels a little bit unfinished, especially here in the back, but she also doesn't love to tap in super securely to where all wheels are on the ground securely, but it's fine. You can rotate her hammer here to make it look like a gun, like she's some sort of artillery vehicle, which she is. Looks very armored, especially in the front, so I guess that's what they were going for. But you know, this design didn't have a vehicle mode baked into it, so, and it seems like a lot of the primes where that's the case, their vehicle mode isn't always the greatest. But let's go ahead and just move on from it then. So, a lot of untabbing to do. That's not really a complaint, though. Not really. There we go. So now that the legs are done, this needs to... Oh, shoot, no. This one's just a little bit tricky, especially to get everything out of place. Very fiddly. And that popped off. I remember that was a very common complaint when this first came out, that a lot of things like to pop off. That is not untrue, for sure. There we go. There we go. Just very fiddly. But it'll all work out once we get to robot mode. The complaint is valid. The complaint that some of these alt modes for the primes look kind of shit. And it's like, yeah, but that's not the point of you buying the primes. The point is the robot modes. And that's what I'm mainly concerned about. There we go. There we go. Stop. There we go. Now she's starting to take shape. I wonder if a third-party company, though, will do their own take on these designs now that we have definitive designs for these guys. That would be cool. There we go. Perfect. We got there in the end. And she's got a pretty cool design. We can take your hammer here and feed this through her hand. There we go. There we go. And she looks great in robot mode. The robot mode really is where this toy shines. Posability is pretty good too. That's some like butterfly joint, which is once again really rare to see on a Transformer figure. Got a waist swivel. Got very nice forward and out, which is, it's interesting how they do this here. It's here, if we look here, sorry, but you can see that it is, the rotation here at the hip is lower than the rotation outward here, so that allows for a better kick. Interesting how they did that. You also kind of get a little bit of a double bend at the knee, because she has 2 knees for transformation purposes. You got a ball joint at the wrist, ball joint at the head. Her neck allows her to look up a little bit further. And then a good amount down, not too much though. But she's got a pretty good design, and I'm glad they took inspiration from the Prime Wars design, because that's a really good design for her. So yeah. Got her insignia on her artifact right there. It's upside down. There we go. Yeah. She's got a clean backpack too. That's the benefit to having such a poopy alt mode. Such a bare alt mode, is that she doesn't have much of a backpack. Thank goodness. I don't know. But as you saw during the transformation, the only part that popped off was these panels, and that's because I did squeeze them off a little bit. But my tolerances on this copy are really good. Nothing usually pops off. Like the door pieces don't pop off. The ankles usually don't. It was just these, and that was my own fault. So yeah, this copy's pretty good. But I do know during the first batch there was a lot of tolerance issues with the doors popping off, the ankles popping off, because it's just they needed to be a little bit tighter and a little bit less shallow. Because as you can see here, where is it? Where's the camera? There it is. Like, that's in there all the way, but it looks like it's about to pop out. So yeah, it's just I don't know. But she's good. She's a great figure. She's designed well overall, and I'm glad that they did not half-ass this design, because she's one of the most important figures of the 13. She's the whole reason why they split up, because she died. So it was pretty important to get Solus correct. Especially since this was the first wave and the first impression of the line. You want your first impressions to be good. And so far, the 13 have been pretty good. Yeah. So who's next? I think it's Micronus. I think Micronus is the next one.